Imagine opening a history book and realizing half the story was never written. No, this isn't about myths. This is about entire African kingdoms advanced, wealthy, powerful, that built cities, controlled global trade, and ruled millions. Yet somehow, they were erased, not conquered, not forgotten by time, ignored. Tonight, we uncover the African kingdoms history books refuse to teach you. When most people hear ancient civilization, they think of Rome, Greece, Egypt, but Africa. They're told it had no real history. That is one of the biggest lies ever told. Africa didn't lack history. It lacked people willing to record it honestly. And some kingdoms were so powerful that acknowledging them would rewrite the story of the world. Let's start with one of the most erased, the Kingdom of Great Zimbabwe. Deep in southern Africa stand massive stone ruins. Walls so precise, so perfectly stacked, that not even a blade fits between the stones. No mortar, no cement. For centuries, European historians claimed Africans couldn't have built this. So they blamed Arabs, Phoenicians, even aliens, anything except Africans. But archaeology proved the truth. Great Zimbabwe was built by local African engineers between the 11th and 15th centuries. It was a royal city, a trade capital, and the heart of an empire connected to China, Persia, and the Indian Ocean. Gold flowed through here. And yet, most history books mention it in a single sentence or not at all. But that wasn't the only kingdom erased. Let's travel west. The Empire of Mali Empire. In the 1300s, Mali controlled nearly half the world's gold. Let that sink in. Half. Its ruler, Mansa Musa, was so wealthy that when he traveled to Mecca, he crashed entire economies by giving away gold. Cities like Timbuktu weren't deserts, they were centers of learning. Universities, libraries, thousands of handwritten books on science, astronomy, medicine, and law. While Europe struggled through the Dark Ages, West Africa was teaching the world. So why wasn't this celebrated? Because it destroyed the myth that Africa needed to be civilized. Imagine deleting Rome from European history. That's what happened to Africa. Not by accident, but by design. The Kingdom of Benin Kingdom. Benin wasn't primitive. It had urban planning, wide roads, and some of the most advanced bronze artwork ever created. European visitors were stunned. So what happened? In 1897, British forces invaded, burned the city, and looted thousands of artworks, now displayed in Western museums as world art. History books rarely call it what it was. Not exploration, theft, and silence followed. Here's the uncomfortable truth. If Africa was always advanced, then slavery wasn't rescue. Colonialism wasn't development. And racism had no excuse. So the stories were buried, the achievements minimized, the kingdoms labeled as tribes. History didn't forget Africa. History was edited. These lost African kingdoms weren't failures. They were too successful to acknowledge. And every stone, manuscript, and artifact still whispers the truth. Africa didn't start with colonization. Africa didn't wait to be discovered. Africa remembered itself, even when the world tried to forget.